right, this is the podcast that we mentioned that is pre-recorded, so we're not talking about anything currently happening in the NHL. What we are doing, though, is ranking outdoor game jerseys. I come to you guys with a list of about 35 jerseys, one from every team, or two for some teams that have played in a bunch of different outdoor games. That includes Heritage Classics, Stadium Series, Winter Classics, random other outdoor games that they've played in, and we're going to rank them. This is another tier list. The categories, the best, A, B, C, D, delete this. Where do we want to start?
I'll tell you where we're going to start. By saying it's the BarDown Podcast presented by Crown Royal. That's right, baby.
Wow, I didn't even say that. See, this is why Z does the intro and not me.
Good company, man, right here.
All right, let's start off with the Toronto Maple Leafs. This was against the Detroit Red Wings in the Winter Classic in the Big House in Michigan. And let's start off with our guy Z here.
It's a Leafs one, huh?
Yeah.
You know, I'm partial to the Leafs heritage. I will say that. Obviously, growing up in Toronto, I'm not a Leafs fan anymore at all. But I've debated with Jesse on this very topic. That is an original six team with a great look. I rank it up there with classic baseball looks with the Red Sox and the Yankees. It's probably more Red Sox than Yankees in the sense that you're not going to see people wearing that all around the world like a Yankees logo. But all of this preamble to say, I don't remember the list, so let me see your list one more time.
The best A, B, C, D.
I'm probably putting that as a back end A. I could see you wanting to drag it to B, but that's an A in my mind. So
It's pretty classic. Like, there's only so much they can kind of do with an outdoor jersey, and it works for them. The logo's like it's got kind of a retro look too. I gotta see what else is on the
it's
board.
not even kind of, just is.
It is retro.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm cool with that. It's a cool jersey. The logo looks really cool on it too. I'm not gonna have any qualms with that one.
It's hard for him to have qualms because he owns like 2, 3 of them. What do you think?
I actually own 2 normal ones.
It's brave of him to admit. I was just making a joke.
Oh no, I do. Yeah.
You also own one of these ones. You're up next.
Okay,
You're wearing the white jersey, but we've got the blue one here.
That should
of the
be
Jets
permanent.
Heritage Classic.
It's actually funny. This is the only Jets jersey I don't own for some
Really?
reason. I know, it's crazy.
Wow.
It's funny, the story of this one. Z was just like, hey man, like there's a good deal going on at Adidas. Like, do you want this Lightning jersey? Do you want? I'm like, yeah, for sure. 1 month later, gone.
I think it was even less than that.
Yeah,
We recorded
traded.
a quiz. It's part of that. He ain't going nowhere, is what you said.
Yeah, and then he was gone
now look at
around
him.
3 weeks.
And
Scoring
now
hat
he's
trick.
shining.
Hat-trick Lightning.
He's been
Shining.
so electric.
He got the last
Power
half
play
on me.
merchant.
You want him back?
You know what, guy?
back?
I'll take a power play
Wouldn't
merchant.
Mind him?
Yeah,
Wouldn't mind him back.
You can't have him.
Yeah,
you
okay.
can't have him, buddy.
Okay, it's all good. I would like to see Liney get traded though, because then he could, compete for a Stanley Cup. Because we all know you're not doing that for a long time.
Okay, we'll see.
Guys, oh man, you know what? I'm gonna give this a strong A because I'm not gonna say there are so many good ones, and I think it's actually up there in conversation for the best. This is a beautiful jersey, especially relative to the ones we have now. I actually don't really like our current jerseys. I think the Jets should go to that as our permanent full-time. I think this should be our permanent away jersey, and I just think it's time to make that switch. It's a no-brainer how much nicer they are than our actual jerseys. So I'm gonna give it an A.
No argument.
No argument for me. It's the best looking jersey you guys have, and it needs to be your permanent.
I agree.
They knock it out of the park every Heritage Classic. They just got to do that for the rest of their
Yeah,
jerseys.
yeah, exactly.
2011 Washington Capitals. Poc.
Man, this one is very nice, but also I don't know how I feel about the stars above the logo, but that's
the
version
look.
of the Washington Capitals logo it's so simple, but it's nostalgic. It reminds you. I had NHL 95 on I don't even know what type of gaming system it was.
What?
I know it's weird. I wasn't even born then, but
Yeah,
I had that, and that was
What on
their
his
logo.
phone?
No, it's not on my phone.
on
It was
an emulator.
Yeah, it's got an emulator.
You know
on
those?
his phone.
It was like a wired controller with the white, yellow, and red cables that just plug right into the
I
TV.
love that.
What are
the
those?
white,
Yeah.
yellow, and red cables sound so
I know.
vintage to you. That
What
was
is
just
that? I literally
that was the
put-
normal setup.
Literally last night, set up our N64 and use those cables.
I don't have I never had an N64. Anyway,
Oh, man.
Those are actually still standard on some tech.
What like is that like was every gaming system kind of like that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not
I don't know what it
described.
was.
What you described is like almost like an emulator.
It was like just NHL 95 and Madden 95 in like one game, but whatever.
You got it from P-Mall. Shout out
Yeah.
if you're from Toronto.
This was like kind of their look for that, so that's why it's kind of nostalgic. I think this is a. I don't want to just throw everything in A, but I really like this.
I was gonna say you start with hits, dude. Is this all just hits? Are there
start-
any bad? I don't even know what's
No,
in
there
here.
are some bad
There's
ones.
some bad ones?
There's some bad
Okay,
ones.
so for me, I kind of want to put it in A. I don't know how much
Do
anyone's
it.
going to fight me on that, but I think it's really clean and really nice.
This is a crazy start. 'Cause
Yeah,
there's
3
no
A's.
disagreements, and they are A's.
It's
They
a
are
beautiful-
A's.
Maybe
It's
not
a
the
beautiful
leaf one.
jersey.
It's hit after hit after hit, but this next one I think is going to be one that is going to be one of the misses that we have. I'm up with this Tampa Bay Lightning Stadium Series jersey, the bolts lettering across, and then you've got like I guess the little lightning bolt on the bottom of the jersey in blue. I'm not feeling this one at all. I'd hear an argument for delete this, but my initial feeling is putting it in a D. I like what they tried to do with the bolts lettering and like how they've got some lightning bolts coming out of the B and the S on the bottom, but aesthetically just the bottom of the jersey with that blue bolt, it really just doesn't do it for me.
I think we've talked about this jersey before, but it's got those. I don't know if it's Summit Series or something else with the Team Canada. It's actually later on, I think, because Gretzky was wearing this. There's a Team Canada jersey. You guys know what I'm talking about? It's
Yeah.
white, has a
Yeah,
red on the
yeah,
bottom.
of course.
Looks very influenced by
Yes.
that, and I like that, and that's why I don't hate this, but I'm not really gonna stick up for it.
That's fair. I think it makes more sense, I guess, with Canada than as opposed to like it being a
Yeah, like
lightning
what does
bolt.
that? What does that have to do with anything?
I also just don't like I don't really like bolts. Just like
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. It just I agree that I like the outline on the jersey, but like the actual logo itself doesn't look great. I will say I like that pad setup, but I
Pads
agree.
are sick.
Yeah,
Pads are
very
so
sick. But I do agree that like look, there's gonna be a lot of nice jerseys, and it's all relative. And relatively speaking, it's a D jersey.
It's a D.
I'm not
That's
big
a
into
D.
like the letters across, unless it's the New York Rangers. I'm not really that big into just that look.
Change it to Dolts.
Dolts.
Give it a D.
Like it. Z, you're up with another Toronto one. They've played in a bunch of outdoor games. Toronto arenas. This one was a weird one just because, like, I think the main point you're going to bring up is you only see the T and not the actual.
It says arenas
font.
under it.
It does say it.
They were selling that for like $60 when we did that Gretzky card video. Someone had like a stand where they had this. I almost bought one of these. I'm not the best person to rank this because, again, I like my history. I like the fact that it does look similar to the old jerseys, and I am from Toronto, so it looks very U of T to me.
That's
You
what I
know,
was gonna say.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Isn't it supposed to be? Wasn't inspired by that? I could be wrong.
At least it's very representative of that, and again, being from Toronto, it's gonna make me feel like it's a B in my mind, but I guarantee you our audience is begging for this to be in C.
I think it could be even lower if you just look at it from like a jersey standpoint.
Yeah.
But I understand the
agree.
history part of it.
But you don't have to do that.
Hot take, because I was at the game that they wore these.
You were.
They look nice.
I think it's one of my favorite Leaf jerseys.
Was this the
Wow.
game in?
I was
Yeah,
expecting-
you
Yeah,
look-
it was
if
the one in
you-
That's a
Hamilton.
take.
If you look at it up close, it's a really nice jersey. I love the color. I think it's clean. I love with these outdoor games, you will kind of want like this old school look. I think just
Look
the
nice.
tee is pretty cool. And then if you actually look closer, you can see arenas on it. I'm pretty sure.
You
It looks
can.
like it's
I
sewn
just.
on. Like the
I
way the tee is
know.
because the corners aren't like.
You mean that
rough
as a-
and
I just
hard,
think it's
but
sharp.
I mean that as a good thing.
compliment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wish the arenas was a little more visible. Like it's so invisible, it almost looks like it's a watermark on this rather than
Now,
it being on the jersey.
I'm gonna muddy the water even further here. We haven't really talked about like you're wearing this off or outside the rink. That thing's looking great. Yeah.
For sure.
That's crisp. Right
Sure,
there.
that's like a jersey that you
That-
could actually
you
wear.
would
want
rock
B?
that.
I'm cool with B.
I wouldn't go higher than B. I'd also.
No, I wouldn't either.
I might go C just because I don't think I'm going to get the votes though. So
Yeah.
we're not even going to open that can of worms there. It's a respectable B, I think. I think we're good there. Vegas Golden Knights from last year's Winter Classic, Jesse. I'll pull up a bigger image here of the 2024 Golden Knights. Obviously the only outdoor jersey they've ever had in their history. So they had a kind of clean palette to or a clean what's the canvas is the word to kind of take this jersey wherever. Where do you rank this one?
I actually think Vegas knocked it out of the park with this one. It's got that retro look that we're talking about. I think the colors look great together. I think the logo is actually very cool. Kind of reminds me of Caesar's Palace a little.
Yeah.
Like it's
Even the logo on the pant, like that reminds me of like what you would see as a casino logo.
Yeah, 100%. I didn't even see that. I think that like Vegas did probably as good of a job as they could have. I'm not going to say it's the best, but I think it's up there. I'm gonna give it an A.
Wow. I don't know.
You think lower?
I don't know if I like the gray helmet with the gold gloves, but like the jersey, like you got to look at the setup as a whole, right?
It's hard not to look at the
To
setup
me,
with some of
a
these.
cream
because-
jersey though, you can kind of never go wrong.
I was about to follow up what you were saying was like, they did knock it out of the park for them because it harkens back to a history that they literally do not have.
Yeah.
It feels retro and it's completely, designed and invented, which is ironic for Vegas. But I don't know. I definitely can't put that in A personally. And again, this is all subjective. I get why you like it. You made great points on that. That's a C to me.
I think we're.
That's harsh.
I think we're gonna have
I would
to
settle on B.
We're gonna have to trim down the A at some point.
You guys want-
And I get why a lot of us are gonna like a lot of these jerseys. I think it's
I'll
nice. I
settle-
don't think it's like one of the best ones we're gonna talk about here.
I'll settle on B.
I'd settle on B too. I'm more in agreement with you of it being in an A, but if we are gonna have to trim at some point,
Wow, both of you wanted an A.
I just really like
jersey.
it.
Okay.
I agree.
Oh, yeah,
I think
okay.
it's a cool jersey.
Okay. I'm fine being outnumbered.
Fuck, you got another Capitals jersey
again.
here. Yeah, I know this math just worked out like this, but
The NHL is addicted to four markets in this game.
2015. Yeah, truly. There are not many teams.
Chicago, Washington, Pittsburgh. Who am I forgetting now?
Detroit.
New York.
Boston, Detroit, Toronto.
Okay, I said 4. They're addicted to 6.
There's about 8 teams that have multiple.
The
jerseys.
Sabres have gotten 2 of those.
Sabres are better. Sabres are better.
One of them aged so badly it's not on your list, but anyways.
Yeah.
Alrighty, this one it's definitely not as nice as the first one. I like that they're doing something different. Not a fan of the stripes on the shoulder. The W is kind of very dark. You know what? The more I look at this, the less I like it. I think I'm gonna go D. I like the maroon. I think maroon's a good. You know what? C's empty, so maybe we'll throw it in there because I do like it better than the Tampa one.
Okay.
But I like the color maroon for a winter class game because it just feels kind of classic. But
is that maroon or more of like a burnt red?
I think it's funny. I love when we talk about Pantones. But
We're
I think
so
Jesse's
bad at
right.
them.
that's not maroon.
No,
What
I
is
think maroon's
maroon?
darker.
Which is embarrassing for
almost
this
purple.
guy because that's his team.
My high
no,
school-
but
Bro,
is that
Montreal
not,
Maroons.
Is that not the color maroon?
My high school
I
had
don't think
maroon.
so.
My high school had maroon.
God, I
Look at
can't even
St. Paul's
sit
High
next to this
School.
guy right now. He doesn't know maroon.
maroon. This is
What
maroon.
is this?
Tell me that's not the jersey.
No.
Look at that.
No, that's more
Put
red.
them side by side.
This is more like a
Maroon.
Merlot.
That's maroon, man.
They kind of look similar now that I'm.
Oh,
looking
thank
at
you,
them,
guys.
but
This guy doesn't know.
I'm being gaslit on this podcast because I don't know my colors.
Come on.
Maroon looks almost more purpley.
Yeah.
That's mauve.
That is mauve too, though. There's a lot of colors. Anyways, this jersey's not that great. It's okay. If you're from Washington, you're screaming. You're like, this is a classic. It's
Well,
great.
I put the other one in A.
I was
That
gonna
one's
say
a classic.
it's hard to when
It's not that
product
one.
of being in so many
Yeah.
games is they're going to be compared to each other.
I don't think it's that great.
it's not as good.
You know what? Like if I was playing them in NHL, passing right over that thing.
Okay, I'm up with the Penguins, the first ever Winter Classic, 2008, and
Is that maroon?
that is not maroon. That is baby blue with obviously the penguin skating.
Not that obvious for some.
Not obvious for Poc. I'm going to put this in the best.
Wow.
This is
not
our
surprised.
first the best
Not
nominee.
surprised.
And I just can't. Whoa. Oh, I mean, say it with your chest now.
I want to drop it.
I'm waiting.
This is like a very people feel very strongly about this
Yeah.
jersey that like this is the best ever.
They do.
But
agree.
it's only because, for me at least,
It's the first.
first Winter Classic, Crosby scored
I
a
know,
electric goal.
Crosby,
Like, let's be honest,
the shootout
it's
winner.
a nice jersey, but there are just memories and feelings tied to this jersey that absolutely inflate the value.
Even
of
the
it.
equipment he's wearing with it.
I don't know.
Don't get it twisted. This is an A. It competes for the best. I'm just saying, it's like a pure 1-to-1. I'm almost certain of. Maybe I'd have to double check, but of a jersey they've already had, which I get is the point of these Winter
That's fair.
Classics, especially early on. It was just about pure throwbacks. It was less about designing something new. And on that, I'm like, I think it's level with what we have there in A. I don't know. I'm looking for just a bit more. And to be fair, I will say this, and this, you might take my vote away for this. I was a massive Penguins hater as a
so
lad.
that's part of it.
I wasn't in that.
You know what? I was too. Growing up,
loved
I
Crosby.
didn't like Crosby for some reason.
my
and
gosh.
I think as a kid, I was an Ovi guy more. So
He won me back with,
Yes.
with
Jesse
2010.
Pollock.
He won me back with 2010.
Yeah.
That's
Jesse
crazy.
Pollock, St. Paul's High School. My favorite player is Alex Ovechkin.
There you go. But you have to be on one side or the other at that time. It felt like too. It didn't feel like you could like both of them.
No, I did. Neither of them were my favorite player, but I really wasn't into the Penguins.
Ovi was my guy.
So are we moving it down to A then?
I think you can sit there for now, but
Let's let
I
it sit
think it's
there.
going to
Okay,
get
let
bumped
it
out.
marinate.
We'll let
It
it
might get
marinate.
bumped out. We'll see.
All right, Z, you're back up with the Philadelphia Flyers from 2012.
Flyers have it tough because I really love their logo, but they're one of the teams that just cannot escape feeling as if you're just seeing 3 versions of the exact same thing repeatedly. And it's kind of boring. That's a boring jersey. I don't even think that's even remotely close to the best Flyers jersey. D.
Whoa.
Well, I think that's a bad.
That I was gonna say like C because like it's not that.
Are you guys crazy?
Bad
That's a
jersey?
nice jersey.
So when you look and like to your point, here are some of their other Stadium Series jerseys. So that
Bad.
one,
That's bad.
That's bad.
it's a Flyers
I like that one.
jersey. These are reverse retros. This Stadium Series,
Bad.
Don't like it.
that
I like that
Stadium Series, and
Like
that
that
Winter
one. That's
Classic.
nice.
I think the problem, like you mentioned, is just every Flyers jersey looks the same, and they've never deviated from
And
it.
it's hard. Like, 'cause you have a great look. This is not a knock on the Flyers' look. They have one of the best setups in my mind in the NHL as far as looking classic. I like their logo. That's not a good jersey though.
Oh, I disagree.
Can
man.
we see it one more time? Blown up.
Up close. It's a nice jersey.
I love how the
I don't think
letter
it's
is
a- I don't
in
think it's
that
a
like
D.
cream kind of like.
Yeah, the letter's
crest.
Looks like it could be the Phantoms jersey. It's AHL level.
cool. Is that Scotty Shartnell?
No, that's
No.
Yeah,
Is that
it is.
Voracek or Scott Hartnell?
Voracek.
That's
No,
Scott Hartnell,
I
19.
19. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Scott
Scotty
Hartnell.
Shartnell.
You put it in C?
No, I put it in D.
I think it
Okay.
should be.
You can vote it up if you want.
I was gonna say B, but I when you said it looks like a Phantoms jersey, I'm like,
You kind of felt it.
I think D is.
It's a little sugary.
I think D is harsh.
What is the going on with the assistants thing? Like, I like when they do something fun with that, but that one just looks like, what is that?
It's the bell, I think.
It's the
kinda like it look like a
signs.
bell.
The bell, yeah.
It's
I
the
think it's an
signs
upside
in
down
Philadelphia. Like their subway signs are that shape.
That that just looks like one of those default logos from when you're creating a team.
I think that's
and
definitely
you just chose to have A as the letter.
that's
Harsh.
definitely the bell for sure.
I don't think these jerseys are that bad. I think like C. I
Okay,
think
let's
they're
go C.
average.
Let's go C.
I think they're average.
I'm gonna vote with Z here on D. I'm not.
listen, I'm
50-50 goes to the
Tie
nominator.
goes
So
to the voter.
I've watched
The
back
nominee.
some of our tier list videos, and we're not harsh enough sometimes. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm not fence sitting anymore. No more, less B's and C's,
Let's bull.
and less maroon.
Jesse, San Jose Sharks, their only outdoor jersey, this 2015 Stadium Series jersey here.
This number's so big on the side.
Those are massive.
Yeah, honestly, I just think
It's to distract you from the rest of it.
I just think that like I just
Don't
think, I just think the Sharks normal jerseys are a lot nicer than this, and they tried to like combine a bunch of their jerseys together, and those numbers on the arm are way
Those are
too
really
big.
bad.
So like this, I'd say is D too harsh? Like,
Is it the worst?
I was gonna
I was
put
No,
gonna
honestly,
delete
like
this.
it might be the worst.
No, I don't think it's quite the worst.
It's really,
I'm-
really
I'm,
bad.
I'm gonna go here. Let me. You know what? No. I'm gonna go D for now. This could be up to conversation because I think their logo is still sick.
Yeah, but like, that's
And-
not into question. It's the jersey design.
I honestly think the coloring pattern on it drowns out the logo a little bit.
It's like a weirder teal than normal.
so
There's
unbalanced.
why is there orange on the collar when the rest of the jersey has zero orange?
Because I think Jesse's right. I think they're trying to shout out all like a different bunch of looks and whatever, and it's crazy because they have one of the best jersey sets again in NHL history.
Yeah.
This is not about the Sharks logo. This is not about them not having cool jerseys. It's the fact that this is so clearly the worst one that they have, and I think this is honestly the worst outdoor jersey. It's up there.
I need to see more.
I think
I'm gonna put it in
multiple
D-
can be and delete this though.
Can they?
Okay, then
yeah,
fine.
so.
Okay,
Delete that.
okay, fine. Then let's delete it.
Delete.
You guys will decide.
We're not necessarily saying the worst.
Is that maroon?
It's pretty bad.
Is that mauve?
It's pretty.
It's not good.
It's not good.
It's not good.
Let's get to a better one. St. Louis Blues, 2017. They are playing in the Winter Classic this year as well. But
crisp.
this jersey, I think, is a lot nicer than the one that we have this year.
Who's ranking it?
Poc.
All right, I think this is the next nominee for the best. I feel very strongly about the St. Louis Blues jerseys, particularly when they have this shade of blue. They got the cream on the bottom to give it that kind of retro feel. Even the note logo looks a little old school. It's different from what they normally have. And I just think the yellow as well just complements it so nicely.
It's a beautiful jersey. It's just you always feel a little weird because like they actually wear jerseys that are pretty similar to this.
But they
I was
kind of
gonna-
recently got into that, no?
Still, okay, real quick.
It's still beautiful though.
Just fully agree with Jesse there, where, again, when you're voting for the best, you're splitting hairs here,
Yeah.
right? It's like a fine point to this.
exactly.
These are excellent. These are 100% in the A category. I don't think anyone would argue it out of that. But kind of agree with Jesse where it's so tied to just what historically should just be their look, right?
Yeah.
Like, and they have this as an alternate, and sure, it's not like points necessarily against it, but it's not like it's, again, wholly the most original thing up there that I would be like, that is the definitive best. Not in my
Like,
mind,
I guess
but it's a
now
classic.
their current jerseys look very, very similar to that. I think if Sidney Crosby scored a shootout goal in that jersey on Ryan Miller wearing a toque in the snow, we would all think, this is the best jersey of all time.
Dude, it's such a beautiful jersey. I
It is,
I
yeah.
love the Blues jerseys. I just think that like when you're going for an outdoor jersey, you kind of like you're right, splitting hairs. It's like what's going to separate that from another one is kind of the originality of it. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. I'd stick it in a high A. It's
High
definitely
A.
one of the nicest
Oh, yeah.
ones.
That's for sure.
High A is it's a good spot to be in. I'll tell you what, this next jersey is not going to be in a high A. The Penguins 2023 outdoor game jersey.
Yuck. That's a go.
About as disgusting as it can be. The yellow piss color helmets don't
I
help.
like the yellow helmets.
Really,
How many
I just think-
pictures you think are floating out there on the internet of people actually wearing that, and not being
There
either
can't
on
be many.
again someone who actually wore it on ice or on a rack at lids.
It actually kind of hurts my eyes.
I
the more
also
look at it.
I also
Hurts my-
don't like the shoulders here. Like this shoulder patch kind of like ends up here in a weird
D.
spot.
D.
the Devils jerseys.
Put in D.
I would put in delete this, honestly.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to see this thing ever
That's fair.
again.
I'll take that.
The logo kind of sucks,
bad.
and I get it. They're trying something different, and
It's
like
Crosby, though.
I can give.
No,
He didn't do anything in this one though.
You just got a vote from the rest of the room that we said we had to learn to like the guy.
I'm talking about devil's advocate over here.
Do I have the support for delete this?
It's not great.
I think I would do D. I think that there's because I'm just looking at some of the other ones and they are like
Worse.
bad.
Okay.
I guess we
Yeah.
give it a little credit for just an ounce of originality of like trying something different where the Penguins have never tried to do a jersey like this
Yeah.
before.
And now we know why.
Relating it to the baseball team, like
Yeah.
there's kind of like
I think we could
a
very
bit
well
of
move this.
there was some
by the end.
thought that went into this. Unlike one that's coming up in the not so distant future.
All right, well, before we get there, Z, you are up with the Seattle Kraken, another 2024 one.
I desperately tried to buy this after the fact, and it was on eBay for insane prices.
Wait, you
Couldn't
guys
do it.
like this?
This is my favorite winter classic jersey.
just
ever.
gonna say, like, this
my
might be
number
the
one.
best.
Before we get there, because we'll get to your point real quick. Also, I just need to. We never said this in the Muskegon video that's coming out. We have a road trip video from there. Go look at the
yes.
Muskegon Sailors
Oh,
jersey.
yes.
They are Seattle Kraken jerseys.
Those are just Seattle Kraken jerseys. And I don't know, maybe, and they were called the Sailors. And there was a lot of nautical themes going on. Maybe that's mentioned. I never actually took a look. Maybe that's like clearly a reference that they're trying to make, but it looks one for one. But anyways, story for another day. This is honestly maybe my favorite.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
would
mine
say
too.
it's the best. For
Again,
sure.
they're calling on old history, but using, again, the current template of the Kraken. It's original, and it looks classic. It's at very least in the A, but I'm just going to go ahead and nominate it for the best, and we can discuss it.
100%.
I'm with
I
you.
don't get it at
Fully
all.
on. Man, what is there not to like about this jersey?
The
I
uniform,
just
too.
think it's just like a little bit.
Whole uniform setup is very
Brown.
The colors are great. The red is so cool on it. Like, it just comes together so well.
I don't. The red is a bit. I guess it pops well. Like to me, it's just okay. It's like James Reimer.
Really?
Yeah.
You gonna chirp James Reimer like that? Yeah, he
It's a
actually
Randy-
deserves to
that's
get
a
chirped.
Randy
He sucks.
Carlisle quote.
He's very shaky.
You ever remember Randy Carlisle saying that? He was just okay.
I think what this jersey does nicely too, like unlike the Sharks where they tried to combine a bunch of colors, it it works so well with the light blue and then the cream blending into the cream there, the dark blue. I love it.
And the red, like I actually think the red looks pretty cool.
I just think
Like,
it
really
really
black.
logo.
Yeah.
I can't.
it's
I can't
so
buy it.
balanced and yet unique.
The
I
red
don't know, like-
is a little off-putting for me. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
I kinda like
Looks
how the-
kind of Christmassy.
I like that the letters too are just kind of like off. It's not marginally like perfect. It looks a little rugged.
Which again, it has
Helps.
to be a callback to old jerseys where the stuff would have been hand sewn.
I definitely don't think this should be in the best.
Well, you've got
That's all I'm gonna say.
outvoted 3
Oh,
to 1.
I know
so
I'm getting outvoted.
You better get working on your.
I was gonna say,
thesis for the next
look
ones.
at the rest of the list here as one you want to nominate.
I'm fine
instead.
with it because you guys thought Ken Dryden's mask should be in delete this. So
And it should have been.
And that's where it's
I don't feel bad at all about being in the minority here.
It should have been. Rangers 2012, Jesse.
You know what? It's like a nice-ish jersey. I'm not like freaking out about it. It's kind of average to me, if I'm being real. Like I'm kind of bordered between B and C. I'm almost more inclined to stick it in C.
I think a Rangers another one where they have a tough time kind of breaking a mold. I think with any of their like winter classic and outdoor jerseys. I agree with you. It's kind of plain. You know,
Yeah.
I see Lundqvist in it and I smile.
Yeah,
but
it's just
Yeah,
so damn
exactly.
handsome.
yeah, who's
Boosts the value.
Keep
of
that
the
guy away
jersey
from my
a little
mom. She was too into him. It got weird.
Let's see if Poc is into this next one. The Islanders 2014
bit.
Stadium
Oh,
Series jersey.
what are we doing
The
over
Islanders
here?
just can't seem to make a good
Oh.
the
jersey.
Dentine Ice Boys.
Oh my god.
They
this guy.
can't seem to make a good jersey if their lives depended on it, other than lucking into like the Fisherman being just a cultural phenomenon.
Fisherman
Yeah.
is sick. The only thing that I like about this photo is that he's wearing an Easton helmet and Easton gloves, and I'm like, oh, that was cool. Put this and delete this.
Yes.
It's so
Yes.
bad.
Bad. Delete it.
What are we doing? And like you said, like the Islanders jerseys for a nice color scheme, they just continue to miss. And
Such good colors.
I know.
I love their logo
Such good
too.
colors.
Yeah.
Tough.
Such a bad jersey.
We're halfway through this tier list. If you like what you're seeing and want more tier list, BarDown content, give us a like, subscribe to the channel.
Let us know what tier lists as well. We're all, you know what? Like, what do you actually want to see us rank? That matters. We're gonna look at that, and we might decide based off of that.
This one, very much based on just our vibes of jerseys, but other ones we'll do research on and whatever comments you guys come up with.
Let's continue.
Another tough one coming up here for myself. The Nashville Predators Stadium Series Smashville
I was gonna say this is the
jerseys.
Bolts one. This is they
This
played.
is- yeah.
Both sucked.
Both are
Yeah.
really bad. I think this one is significantly worse than Tampa's because,
Yeah.
like, I get it, the nickname Smashville, that's fine. The font looks all off. Like, this S is just literally smashed between the word smash and just significantly smaller than the other letters. Like,
you like that for the Kraken jersey, I'll say that.
I like it for the Kraken jersey because all the letters are still the same size. This one looks out of
Yeah, it
place.
looks like a
and,
different font.
It was a mistake.
This is it's a callback to a sign or an album cover or
Oh,
something.
I
I
hate
forget
it.
which one. Either way, it
That's
doesn't work on a
fine.
jersey. That's fine. You can have reference points and still have it not work as a jersey.
I think
100%.
I think this might be the worst ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like and I think it would have been really cool if they actually just used the pick as a logo and did something.
I was
agree
going to
with
say,
that.
I like
agree with
the
that.
Yeah.
pick as like either a bigger shoulder logo or explore that more on the actual
just the
jersey,
name.
not just small, but
Agree.
It looks like something that would fire out of a t-shirt gun at a game, and you would get it and be like, ugh, I
Am
guess
I- am
I
I
caught
gonna
this,
ever
but
gonna
like,
wear this?
I don't really want this.
Maud Flanders.
How many times when you're at like a live event or something like this and you're right by like the merchandise tent and you're like, damn, I want to buy everything. That game, you literally been like, keychain maybe?
Yeah.
Both jerseys were terrible.
You got a
Like,
hat.
yeah, not even a hat.
Yeah, it's an eyesore. Oh.
Z, you were up with the New York Rangers.
These Wolfpack jerseys?
24. Oh yeah,
Hartford Wolf Pack?
the Hartford Wolf Pack jerseys.
I'm
These
not
are-
even going to talk much about this. I like
These
when
are-
the Rangers put New York on there. Adidas redid those recently. Those look super sweet. Not these.
Should be a space in between New and York.
Those
too.
are so ugly.
So bad.
They're
Like,
bad.
there's
We're
like-
on a heater of garbage.
Just
Like,
right
what
now.
is going on the sleeves
Yeah.
too? It just is.
Looks like they were like
I would almost
mis-sewn.
delete this one.
We don't have a
I-
limit. We
I
don't have a
would-
limit.
no,
Right?
I
Then
kind of
delete
would.
it.
I kind of would delete.
I would
it,
never
too.
wear this. It's not even ugly cool. You know?
No.
It will never be cool.
Never.
It will never be
It'll
cool.
never. That's
No.
just a bad jersey.
Yeah.
This one I think is a good jersey, but it might be polarizing. Jesse, you're up with this one. The Canucks 2014 Heritage Classic jerseys. The V, completely
Polarizing? What are you
different
talking about?
color scheme.
Is that mauve?
I've seen...
Is that my? No,
This-
that's
I
maroon.
think
That's
maroon.
maroon. That's actually
You see
maroon.
this
difference?
is actually
That's the same
maroon.
thing.
No, this is completely different.
Can we also talk about?
I think it's polarizing. I feel like I've seen some people say that this jersey is ugly as hell.
Really?
Look at
Yeah.
that! Look at that stick too. Like
Oh,
how
the-
it matches the
Yeah,
jersey.
it's a very nice Bauer Supreme.
It's that Heritage Classic patch.
You know
is
what?
sick.
People can say what they want. I just think that like this is such a classic, and I do think it looks good. This is my kind of jersey personally.
Don't you have an Eddie Lack version of that?
I wish, man. That guy is an absolute loose cannon on Twitter.
Oh, is he?
Oh yeah.
All right, didn't know that.
I'm a big fan of the color. I like the burgundy, and or the maroon, sorry. And I'm gonna go with A. I think this is an A.
It's definitely at least an A.
Yeah.
If someone in the comments can tell me the difference between burgundy, maroon, and mauve, I
Just
would
look at the hex codes and
I
you'll...
would love to
If there's
love
a
to chat
different-
with you sometime.
If there's a different number,
Wavy.
yeah.
Moe.
If it's a different number, it's a different color.
Let's
Not
go
bad.
with the other jersey from this game, Ottawa Senators. I don't know why Erik Karlsson decided his jersey was too good for laces because it significantly makes the top of that jersey look uglier.
That's
but
ugly.
Milan McCulloch in the back is absolutely rocking them.
And
Spezza
Jason
with the
Spezza
eye black.
black.
Milan
Milan McCulloch.
That's a
Wow.
throwback there.
Am I up? Am I doing
You're-
this one?
You're doing this
I
one.
like these. I've never been a huge fan of the O crest for Ottawa, but I think the colors are pretty good. I think it works to a certain degree. It's not like the greatest jersey we've ever seen, but it's fine. So I feel like that would land you in around the C. Like Erik Karlsson and Henrik Lundqvist in the C category are just making up a great category of good-looking Swedes over there. So I think it's a
seems
C.
fair.
I think that's fair.
C seems fair. I don't know about you guys, but when an AHL team just adopts something as their look, which I believe Binghamton uses that pretty frequently, it for some reason changes my opinion on the jersey just a little bit.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I can understand that. Let's move on to the New Jersey Devils Stadium Series jersey from 2024. The Jonas Brothers did the concert here. Again, the numbers look a little disproportionate. If we're talking full setup, the helmet looks dumb as hell.
Oh, I was going to say the helmet's so cool.
So
No,
sick.
I don't like it.
We
at
got to
all.
start doing that with helmets.
This was a game. This is where we had to scrap.
Yes.
Right
we
to
had
start the
This is
game?
a game. I have the Rangers version of this one.
I think this jersey is a C at best. Again, you guys might feel differently about the helmet. I just am not really a fan of it, and the all red is something unique for the Devils, obviously, given the fact that like their actual logo, you've got the red circle with the logo in it, but
that thing just pops though. I don't know with the black and the red. Like I don't think it's anywhere close to A, but
You
I can
think
see
it's
like
a
a
B?
low B.
I
Just
think the
for being, like,
helmet
new
for me
style.
puts it in B.
I
They
like
tried
it.
something different.
Are we talking about full unis or are we talking about jerseys?
I guess. You know what? That's fair.
We
If
kind
I'm
of change our
taking the helmet.
mind when
Yeah.
depending on.
I look at Ottawa's and even the Rangers to an extent, and and even Washington's, and I like those better than this Devil.
No.
I agree.
I disagree, but it's okay.
I'm not crazy. I just think the other Devils jerseys are nicer.
I just think the helmet's cool, to be honest. So
I love
I'm
the
fine
helmet
with C.
and the jersey.
I'm
but
fine with C.
if we don't have the votes. We don't have the votes.
You don't have the votes, so it's staying in C. Z, you are up with the Habs 2016 jersey here.
I feel like there's a controversial one.
Okay.
Who is that?
6-1.
That is Mark Barbario.
Oh, I remember
Wow.
Barbario. Played on the Avs.
Yeah, played on
Yeah,
the
That
yeah.
is a random ass player.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
When we're considering this, we have to think of the numbers 6-1.
Is that what they? Oh, the Sabres Habs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this could be my revenge here, but I don't know if it's revenge because I don't know if Thomas really likes this. I know that I don't hate this. I'm just gonna see. It's on the jersey already. It's not my favorite Habs look. It's not the worst. I actually don't mind the colors, but not a great looking Habs jersey in my mind. Like, it's like a C, but I can understand a B.
Were you guys gonna put it lower?
I was going to put it higher. Yeah.
Oh, really? I just think it's whatever. Like it's
Interesting.
they've had nicer ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess it's
The
staying
white.
in
I think
B.
the white C is kind of unique and it's different,
Sure.
and that makes it cool. But there's just like so much white in the jersey
It
that
kind of looks like it was made on paint a little bit too, but it's kind of cool in the sense that it's different.
Yeah.
Stick it in
Okay.
C and it stays in C
It wasn't
because
controversial.
we don't have the votes. Yeah, I thought we might argue about that one a little more. Jesse, Detroit Red Wings 2014's game against the Leafs. A different Red Wings jersey for sure. It's definitely got that vintage retro feel to it.
Yeah, I think it's cool. Like I like how the logo is kind of highlighted or how it's shaded. It's cool that they put Detroit over it too. I don't think I like it quite as much as their normal jerseys, but I think like for an outdoor game,
They look good.
It's a nice jersey.
Yeah,
So
look good.
I don't know if I'm gonna stick it. I'll stick it in B.
I like these ones a lot, actually.
Yeah, if you guys want to move it to A, I'm open to it, but like I just feel like B it's like a high B.
I know what you mean. It's like for everything that we said about the Leafs one, it probably like belongs in the A. You know, you got the original 6 team, and it just looks good because it's a Red Wings jersey. It looks classic. But I'm with you where I don't love it necessarily, but it's
nice.
Respect it.
It's nice. Yeah, they did a good job.
That's solid. Poc, you're up with the other Red Wings jersey because they've had a bunch, and so want to include a couple here. And this one is, I think, unique just for they really don't go through logo changes. They're one of those classic teams that doesn't do a lot. So when we first saw this jersey, a little different for a Red Wings team.
Yeah, I commend them for that D logo. I think it's cool. Why can't I say I commend them? I
Because
think it's cool.
what you're about to say.
The
is
setup
going
was to
go
put it in D, was
entirely
it not?
counter up.
No.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Why, you guys don't like it?
No.
No,
I
how
don't.
you set it up, I thought you were like, I commend them for trying, but just
No,
like
there
the
was
D
no
on the
letdown
jersey,
over
it's
there.
going to
I
D.
don't like them.
You don't like them at all.
Where are you going to put them? Because your vote matters.
So I
here
feel like
first.
this one has, like, maybe because the players affiliated. Like, I'm trying to separate that because this feels like a cool era in the Red Wings history.
Penguins Crosby jokes, then he does the same.
Yeah, this is weird.
I think it's very aligned
Sorry.
with the ones in C.
I overrate that Penguins
What is
Crosby
this? Can you
jersey.
give us a rating?
Okay, I'll put it in C.
All that for that?
I'm just
Let's
trying to
move on.
explain myself, and
That
I'm
was
getting
crazy.
heckled about Crosby.
That was crazy.
Okay, Steve Jobs.
Is that Mauve?
Let's move on, Steve Jobs.
I'm up with the LA Kings, who have had a few. This is their 2021 Stadium Series against the Avs.
These look like rollerblade jerseys.
Yeah.
The chrome
Yeah, they
buckets
do.
are cool, and like I am happy that they've brought that trend into the NHL a little bit, and
It's
we've
fun.
seen them do that.
Yeah.
But the jersey itself is tough, and that is kind of being generous with how I feel about
Looks
it.
like a
So
protein powder.
Was that the Drew Doughty chirp game?
that
wearing these?
was the Drew Doughty chirp game, I believe.
classic.
The all white glove, like again, I like the equipment stylings of
Yeah.
it with the chrome helmet,
Yeah.
the
White
all white
gloves.
gloves. But the logo itself is just not it. The LA
Absolutely
and
miss us.
And the bottom half of the jersey just looks like so empty.
it's just white.
Yeah.
It's just there's nothing going
Yeah.
on. No stripes at all on the jersey. It's just someone was like half black, half white, logo white on top of the white.
Are they supposed to be like going down a ski hill or something? Like, it's honestly what it looks like.
I know, because you got like the wind.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, I'm just going to
Insane.
say it would have been nice to have some courage for an outdoor game for LA. Use purple for that.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it's a purple.
It's a miss.
purple
It's a
Yeah,
crime that they haven't yet,
Yeah.
and the opportunities they've had to use that.
Which is crazy because they lean in on the purple a lot, but
Right.
not at the time it made the most sense.
They should lean on,
Apparently,
in
the,
on it more.
the
though.
Panthers might be getting an outdoor game. What are they going to do with their jerseys? Their
That'll be
old school
interesting.
logo.
Can't wait to give that a D.
Hurricanes. Z.
We don't have to spend a lot of time on this again. I know I really bigged up the Devils jersey for similar reasons, and yet sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I think the reverse of this with the black and then the red logo just kind of gets washed out, looks plain. If you've ever been to Foot Locker in the early 2000s, you would have seen a lot of NFL jerseys and NBA jerseys that looked like this, and you would have walked right past it. So am I. D.
Yeah,
It's
that's fair.
Jesperi Kotkaniemi.
I hate that helmet logo too. That helmet logo is
That's cool.
ugly. No,
I like the
just-
helmet stuff, but
I think that looks so bad.
for a one-off.
Yeah, for
I'm
one
kind of
off, it's
mixed with
very
the
cool.
Hurricanes logo in general. Sometimes I'm like, oh, it's kind of cool, and sometimes I'm like, this is a logo.
I'm with
It's
you.
kinda
It's
rebranded.
weird.
Yeah.
It's like I like their
Yeah.
uniform. I'm used to it, but
And even
sometimes
when they try the stuff with like the warning,
warning
flag,
flag?
and things like that, I'm not as into it as I
Yeah.
think I should.
I like the
be.
Yeah.
flag.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
They like eating their mascot though.
Weird. Jesse, Stars 2020 Winter Classic.
The Corey Perry.
You know what?
walk game.
Yeah, the Corey Berry
Corey
walkout
Perry
game.
walk-off.
The walk.
Yeah, the
Walk
walk
in and the walk out.
Yeah.
The best.
You know what? Some people hate this jersey.
Do they?
Really?
I like it.
I feel like I've heard
I
people say,
love
Have we
this
met
jersey.
them?
I love it.
This jersey's so sick.
I think it's sick. I love it, and I love the gloves with it. I think aesthetically, it's just a beautiful jersey. Love the color.
Look good on a runway, as we said.
Yeah, really good. A long runway.
Long runway.
Is it nuts for me to like? I don't know. Is it?
Do it. Have some courage.
Say it with your chest.
Have some courage.
Get that
I almost
Kraken
want
thing
to.
out of
I
there.
almost want to stick it in A.
Oh,
yeah, he was gonna say
A was a
yeah.
guarantee.
Oh,
I think.
yeah.
no,
yeah.
I thought that was
I'm not doing the best.
Yeah, no,
I'm
no,
not
no.
doing the
I
best.
thought he was
it's,
saying
it's a
A.
beautiful.
Oh,
Get
no,
that
I thought
Kraken
you might,
junk out of there.
Well, I'm just looking at. I'm looking at some of the ones in the B. Like our B jerseys are pretty nice too. You know, that's how I'm kind of basing my opinions off of, like how I'm categorizing them. But I'll stick it in an A. I think the Stars did a great job.
Our A list should not just be for original 6 teams or classic
No.
teams
Agreed.
necessarily.
Yeah.
Like a team like the Stars, they made it look vintage in a way that felt authentic.
Yeah,
Agreed.
100%.
Completely agree. And one of the few teams that does green jerseys, right? Like it's
It's a great color. I like that
pops
green a
so
lot.
nicely.
Yeah.
That
Victor
green
E.
specifically-
Green.
Victor E. Green,
Just as
Jesse's
deep with that
favorite
guy, yeah.
mascot. Minnesota Wild,
Gonna beat the crap out of that guy.
2022. Poc. Again, another team that has kind of had the same logo forever. They've tried different things with their reverse retros, but being a newer franchise, tough to know where to draw inspiration from. They went very inspiration from the state of St. Paul. Or not the state of St. Paul, state of Minnesota.
The city.
The city of St. Paul.
I don't know if I like this one. I like the fact that it's very, very vintage, but it still, to me, quite doesn't work. The stripe at the top
That doesn't work.
is
Yeah,
just
that
a
doesn't
little
work.
bit
It
of
should-
If
a...
they got rid of that, I
Yeah.
think that would
Yeah.
be like a whole tier difference
Yeah.
on this list.
Yeah.
Font heavy ones are already kind of tough. You know, it's an
Yeah.
uphill battle for you.
Yeah.
And you're right. Like the cream and the brown, all the right color choices. It's not a bad uniform by any
Maroon's
means.
nice.
I'd love to see it without that stripe. Maybe we'll
And
get one of our
I would
graphics
love to
people
see
do
it
that.
without the MPLS. I think if
Yeah.
the logo and the stars were bigger and it just said St. Paul on the
Yeah,
bottom,
would
I
be
think
nice.
it would have been better.
Yeah, for sure.
I kind of agree.
I don't know if I'm going to put in C or D. What else we got? I think I'm going to go D.
No, that's too
That's
that's
hard.
offensive.
Whoa.
Okay, you know,
Like
looking
a
at what's
couple
in D.
adjustments away from
Yeah.
really.
Okay, I'll put him in
good
C
one.
then. I'll put him in C. The colors
Guy
are nice.
Guy absolutely crushed.
Yeah,
I mean, if you put them
Under
in D, we
pressure.
were
No,
going
then
to
I-
vote it up to C
Yeah,
anyway.
then I
like a
looked at
high
the-
C. Like I think it's nicer than the other jerseys we have in C.
I'm up with the Avalanche 2020 Stadium Series.
The beer
jerseys.
cans.
Yeah,
This one has aged better than I thought it would for
Has
me.
it?
Yeah, I initially when it came out, I was like, this jersey is the worst jersey of all time. I hate everything about it. It looks so dumb.
Sick
it
hat.
kind of has a very sick hat from Mikko Rantanen. Wish he played in that. Then I would have given this an A. It
I don't
kind
think
of
he would be on the team still or in the league if he had.
yeah.
I think he would have been wiped out.
They'd do it for swag. It's kind of like I feel like themed with the LA Kings, where it's like half of the jersey's one color, half of it is the other color, and that's kind of all they got. But they have some stripes going. I think this is probably a C, although I feel more fondly of it looking back at it now compared to where I did when it initially came out, and I may put it in B, but I don't think I'll get the vote, so I'll
think
put it in C.
I
I
would-
think a
That's
good color
fair.
set saves it from being like really bad.
Agreed.
Like, the Avs just having cool colors.
The burgundy and blue.
You know
I'm
what-
with you, by the way. I think of it as a light B, but I can completely
yeah.
accept
You
a
know,
C.
also like I give credit to the Avalanche for doing something completely different. Like,
yeah,
totally.
when have we ever seen a jersey like that?
No, and it kind of works with the negative space because it's not white.
Yeah, because
Negative
they also
space is
got
a
the
color.
mountains in there as well. The A.
You talked about that aging nicely, though. I could very well see someone
Oh, for sure.
15 years from now that has never seen that before being like, what is this?
100%. It's very. It's
Just because it's so different, right?
Tell you what, it isn't maroon.
it's not maroon. It's
Or it
burgundy.
actually might be.
No, it's burgundy. The Avs are.
I'll tell you what it isn't.
the
I
Avs
don't
are
know.
burgundy. I believe. Oilers Z 2023 Heritage Classic.
You know what? I've never really stared at this thing. I do like the fact that they have something where they're changing the numbers in the middle. Very unique. Would love to see the blanks of that, actually. I guess there's just no number there. It's weird. I feel like it has all the notes that I really should like it to some degree, but I don't really love it, but I also don't hate it, so it's either a high C or a low B, so I'll just put B.
I think it's a good B.
I
think it's a good
agree
B
with
as well.
I think I like these more than most people do. I remember when
Yeah.
they came out, I really liked them.
It's cool with the number and the
yeah,
the
the number
logo.
part's
I
It's
think
pretty
they
cool.
did a good job, especially for Oilers jersey. Like, you know, you can go with the oil. What was the ones they had in like the mid 2000s? They were like almost like black jerseys.
Yes.
You can go with
I know which
those,
ones
but
you're talking about.
with these colors too, like they're very nice.
They look nice.
Jesse, Chicago Blackhawks here.
1 of 16.
Literally one of a million
There's so
for the
many.
Chicago Blackhawks.
Oh,
I
it's
chose
these
this
ones.
one though just because it's the most different one than anything they've ever kind of worn in an outdoor game. So
I'm not crazy about it, to be honest. It just doesn't really thread the needle for me that much.
I I like the color set. I kind of do, and these are popular. People like these.
Yeah, people do like them.
Like, personally, I would have no problem putting it in a C.
Ooh,
But if you guys want to, what?
I was gonna put even lower. I don't like them.
I just think it's just like not that nice. Like I'm looking at them like
it's not a Chicago jersey either. It's just black and white. Like
There's nothing really redeeming about this.
the
jersey.
stripes are a little overwhelming to me.
It is. It looks like a chalkboard.
I was
I'm
gonna
not
put
in on them.
I was gonna put in a B. But
Really?
I'm gonna say C personally, and I'm gonna let the table take it from there. I just feel like it's.
I don't think we'll get it higher
Yeah.
than that. So it stays in C.
Guess it stays in C.
Stays in C.
Too nice.
We are down to our last 6. Poc, Calgary Flames 2011 Heritage Classic. Jerome McGinley.
Iggy.
They absolutely worked the Habs in this game too.
Try to forget that part. Well,
I love these
being
jerseys.
objective.
I think they're really nice. I think the stripes with how thick they are, it works well. They didn't overwhelm the jersey with colors. I think the font for the captain's logos or the captain's badge is really nice too. I kind of want to put them in A, but I know our
I
A is
just have
getting
an
very
eye
busy.
out on young Thomas trying to build something to take out the best. Maybe he's gonna talk up something that he doesn't really like that much to try and take our Kraken out.
Well, I
thought you were up to it there.
No. I have integrity. I'm not gonna,
We'll see.
I'm not that crazy.
I don't
about
like
this
these
jersey,
that much
man. Like,
either.
first of all, they look like jesters. Second of all, like
How do they look like jesters?
Look at the sleeve pattern. Also, like give that guy some
That's a
juggling
clown,
balls, and
by
I
the
would be
way.
convinced he's a jester. Also, I'm just like no. I don't think the logo really fits. Like the color of it fits that well with the jersey.
because the white just pops
Yeah,
so
just
much?
like
Okay,
I feel like
that's
the
kinda
whole
fair criticism.
nice part of this jersey is that it's kind of easy on the eyes. It's like I feel like I'm looking at a Gryffindor Quidditch jersey, and then all of a sudden it's
That's a really good comparison.
belongs
actually.
at
That is a
American-
very good color
and
comparison.
then all of a
This
sudden
is
it's like
American
smack.
Eagle.
Yeah,
It's American Eagle.
I think you
Then all of a
guys are
sudden
being
it's like
too harsh
smack
on
in the
this
face
one.
with a white logo. I'm just not crazy.
I think if the logo was more
Red. If it was
aligned
red.
with even what the Vancouver Canucks did on their mauve jersey, maroon, red, that would have maybe been nicer. If you guys walk me down to a B, I wouldn't complain too much, but I do think that they're like kind of quite underrated, and that I do think they're nice.
I think they're properly rated at B.
I think they are too.
I think the Kraken should not be in the best.
Oh man,
5 left. The
gonna
Boston Bruins
it's gonna happen.
first Winter Classic jersey 2010. This is a nice jersey.
Who's this?
Could be the best.
Zdeno Chara.
No, who? I don't see
Luca.
Oh, this is me ranking it. It's like,
That's like
that
one
is
of
Zdeno
those recognizable NHLers of his generation.
Who's that? Yeah, I love the B. I love the brown as opposed to the black that's usually associated with the Boston Bruins logo on the wheel there. It's not full cartoony, but it pops in a way that the other B typically doesn't. And not to say the other B is a bad logo by any means. So for me, the colors, everything, for all those reasons, it's an A for me.
I think it's a classic. I do think it's a A. I agree.
Yeah, no, I love it.
back.
Wow, I think it's great. I think the logo is just so cool.
It's a cool logo. Last 4, one for each of us. Z, another Bruins one because they've had a million, and this one is just so unique. So
I actually think I like this one more.
Put in the best.
Cocaine Bear.
This is Cocaine Bear. That bear is strung out.
Yeah,
And the palms of those gloves are yellow.
yeah.
I love the pick. Love the twig, too.
Twig is nice.
nice.
Pasta
Oh,
Fenway's
that's
had.
the Fenway.
Yeah,
That's nice.
Pasta's
that-
always had the custom.
That was
ones.
in the office.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Someone probably took it home.
Yeah.
I like this a lot. I'm like, dude, this is hard because Thomas desperately wants a challenger for the best. And to be fair to Thomas, I'm going to place it in there just to have the conversation.
I like it.
But I am comfortable with it. I personally think it's a high A. It is better than the other Bruins one that we had in there. But let's have the conversation. Is it better than the Kraken one?
Wow.
So there are a few things I think the Bruins one has going for it that the Kraken maybe doesn't, and I think it's the point about originality in the logo where like this has always been a secondary logo for the Bruins and they used it as their primary for this. So they have created a new jersey where Seattle is obviously using their
old
main
school
logo, but they
Well-
also have the Kraken weaved within the logo, which they don't normally have. So there are points of originality on both.
Let's come back to it at the end.
Well, we got to decide now.
Oh, we gotta
though.
decide now? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys. I think there's personally
This is a tough call.
Personally, guys, I don't know. I like this Bruins jersey. I think that there are some ones in A that are still better than it.
Do you? Which ones? Say them. This is the time.
St. Louis.
Firstly, like I'm not just saying this to be biased. Like I actually like the Jets jersey more than that.
Okay.
That's just me.
Well, then you can't. Then you're right already to just not be able to vote for it for the best. Then.
Yes.
Right there.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
Luca.
And I like the Kraken jersey more.
This is so tough. Come back to me if you guys have.
We're not coming back.
definitives.
I like it better than the Kraken jersey, but I still don't. I don't think that Boston one's the best.
It's not the best
jersey
ever.
of all time.
I think the Kraken one is the best ever, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick to that.
I am very excited to see how
People
the
are-
comment section feels about the Kraken jersey, because this is a big surprise to me that this jersey was like so well
Really?
received.
I'm just saying, I feel like we live in a major market where we're so slanted towards Canadian teams and original six teams. Like the Kraken went and just did something where it's a fresh team, a fresh look, a fresh approach, while still looking classic.
And, and honoring their history.
and honoring like all of it.
And honoring the
It-
Muskegon
it-
Sailors.
And honoring the Muskegon Sailors. Skeegs!
Gigs.
I'm keeping the Kraken as the best.
I agree with you. I know you said you're not going to come back to me, but I agree. So
I'm not gonna
We
fight
right.
for a Boston.
All right,
jersey.
well,
we
we
can do
didn't
it.
we didn't hear what he just said. We're not going back.
So the other problem we have now, 2 Bruins jerseys in A. I feel like if we're saying this one is better than this one, we got to
down.
move that.
Why?
one
We're not
down
done
to
yet,
B.
though.
We aren't, but
So keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
I'm gonna move it down to B.
No, we didn't vote.
I'm gonna move it down. To
No, hey.
B. Jesse, Ducks. Their only Stadium Series jersey.
Man, that is a jersey. Just across the board.
The
That is-
chrome.
that is a.
The chrome is
Keep-
wild.
The chrome on the dome.
And
Not
then
on the jersey.
On the shoulder patch, it's OC in the Ducks font for Orange County.
Man, these
As if you
jerseys.
needed more orange on this.
As if I thought these jerseys couldn't get worse.
Only
they
crap.
put this out. Honestly, awful. Get rid of that stupid logo. Retired forever.
That's deleted.
What an absolute tragedy, like travesty. What happened?
It's a tragedy
Like,
as well.
it needs to be studied how much worse Anaheim's jerseys are. I think they actually redeemed themselves though with their newer jerseys compared
Yeah.
to the that they used to have.
Totally.
Who? It's like, oh yeah, like, these are great. Like, let's just use a stupid Ducks.
going
flag.
off?
No, honestly, like the Ducks, like they deserve to get
Yeah, they blew it.
shredded.
No, they blew
Awful,
it.
Awful jerseys.
That rebranding will go down history as
the
one
worst.
of the worst, and they somehow saved it. You're right.
Yeah,
I don't mind.
I
the
like their
orange.
new jerseys this year. I like them, but yeah, absolute. I would maybe actually say that might be the worst ever.
Yeah,
It's up there.
delete it.
I
Put it
think
in the back.
Smashville is worse than that.
What?
But
Both are.
Smash was
Both
pretty.
are bad.
Smashville's worse than that. But
terrible.
like, there's clearly a way higher ceiling with that jersey. Whereas like the Ducks, like, what are they doing?
I
with
like
that
the San
logo?
Jose jersey more than that Ducks jersey.
Yeah.
Personally, even though I think they're both.
Tough. It's tough. This is the last one actually because I realized I put bolts on here twice. So Buffalo Sabres, Poc.
Why is he gonna rank that?
Do you want to do this one, Z?
Well, you did the Habs, so he used to do the Sabres.
Oh.
Isn't that
Jeff Skinner.
funny how it all works out?
The Heritage
Yeah.
Classic one. They've had a few outdoor jerseys, but I feel like this is probably their best.
Yeah, they had one where everyone just liked it because they wanted them to bring back the look that they now just
Yes.
have again, which is like their away jersey, but it just said NY in the middle.
I like this one a lot. I think it's really nice. Is that like a cream or is it more gray?
It's cream.
It's like all kind of off-white cream.
Looks also like there's like a texturing on the Buffalo.
That's
here a
always
little
there.
bit,
That's
which
always
is
That's always there.
I have not noticed that up until now, and that is very cool.
Adidas work right there.
Also love that patch, that Sabres patch
yeah,
On the
that's
shoulder,
so
it's
cool.
really nice, and the
Awesome.
colors just pop. Like the yellow and the blue pop a lot more on this.
Crazy how much the yellow works on the cream, and then that blue just looks so vibrant as well.
The Sabres have the best jersey set in the NHL. That's all I'm saying. Okay, That's
We've
it.
ranked
That's
full
it.
jersey sets
That's it.
before.
I'm saying it. I have that in my watched eBay list.
They do
so.
have great. They have great jerseys.
I think I would put that in A, even though that A is getting crowded, but it's very
understandably
It's a
man.
lot of good ones.
Nice. Yeah.
Understandably so. That is the end of our tier list. Seattle has remained the best, but as always, we get one nomination each as far as where we would place something. I'll start off because I teased it a little bit. I think we can't have 2 Bruins there. So if that
Agree
one,
with that.
if that one's an A, I think the 2010 Winter Classic one has got to go down to a B.
I'm fine with that.
It's fine.
All right, nomination passed. Meeting adjourned for myself. Poc, this is your last chance to vote anything else in the best and kick Seattle out. It probably is not going to happen, so maybe use your last nomination on
This
something
list
else.
just looks fair.
I really
Yeah.
like that Blues one, but
I
I
think we
understand
did as
why
well.
you guys don't think it's best just because it's like now it's just very similar to their actual
It's
jerseys.
an alternate now.
Yeah.
I love that Dallas one. I'm not gonna lie.
That Dallas
Dallas
one
one's
is
cool.
also
Really
a
nice.
contender for the best in my
Yeah.
mind as well.
One change I would make, and I'm not gonna fight for the best because I've been trying for the last 50 minutes and it hasn't worked. tough. I would probably move that Avs jersey down to D. Actually, I would move that Blackhawks jersey down to D. The Blackhawks jersey. I just don't think it's nice.
I actually really don't mind that jersey.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't feel strongly about it enough that I hate it to the point where I need to put it to D. I'm kind of like whatever about it, and I feel like that's why it was put in C in the first
this guy
place.
shot his shot, whiffed.
Rejected.
Yeah.
Z?
Thomas, what'd you like?
Is she gonna go against me?
No, I'm just kidding. I actually think this is a fair list.
I think
Guys,
so too.
I'm proud of us. We did this efficiently.
Yeah.
We had an idea going into this, and we stuck to it.
And we still don't know what maroon is. Or I still
Yeah.
don't know what maroon is. I do know what maroon is.
We've got
actually.
maroon on here. We've got burgundy on here, and we've got what did we call?
Mauve.
What did we call this one?
Maroon. That is maroon.
No, this one's maroon. The Canucks one's
Burnt
maroon.
red.
Burnt red.
Oh yeah, that's very.
It's like a
real.
It's like a Christmas red.
Thomas is right, by the way. Like, this will be a hot take, I think.
The Seattle
which
one?
is okay.
I think
That's
it
the
will
whole
be
point
too.
of this
Yeah,
exercise.
I think a lot of people
think
are gonna say there's no way
Penguins.
you guys put a Seattle Kraken jersey is the best winter classic jersey. of all time.
Lots of people are gonna say the Penguins
Debate
are
us.
number one.
And the
Debate
only
us.
reason why is
Also,
'cause
I'm
Crosby.
just saying, if I had to actually nominate one of these for like delete this is the worst jersey. I feel kind of like the Smashville might be the worst ever.
If there's
It's
one
such
worst
a jersey, like it's so bad.
thought you
Who is
just
just like,
went
oh
off
yeah,
on-
this is a
on
good
the
idea.
Ducks.
This is a
You
good
just
idea.
went off on the Ducks, and now you're like going in on.
No,
Smash.
but because they're all so bad, man. Like
terrible.
that Rangers one is pretty damn bad too.
Yeah, the Hartford Wolf Pack.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with those sleeves.
The
but
Islanders one is tough.
yeah, tough.
All right. We don't have to go over this again because I think we have a perfect list.
And I have to go to the bathroom again.
So
If you like this video, continue to like and subscribe for more BarDown podcasts presented by Crown Royal and a lot more content that we've got coming out over the holidays into January and February. We've got some big ideas coming up that you're not going to want to miss.
Put a crown on it.
Yeah.
That's right there.
That's the segment right there. The
Right there,
last
the
thing we
Kraken.
have to do. Seattle, that deserves a crown. Put a crown on your Winter Classic
Woo!
jersey.
That's the dot.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's a top. I said dot and then corrected myself.